and I get really sleepy. And that's why I set an alarm on my phone.
Gotcha.
It's just a little pro tip. A little bit of technology can go a long way.
But do we have any podcasting slash streaming announcements first?
Well, actually, I have a couple. Thank you for asking.
What a coinky dink.
So since Star Wars Skeleton Crew is happening on Tuesday nights now, so Chris and I are doing the podcast on Wednesday nights. So if you're into that, go watch the episode. Come hang out with us on Wednesday night at 6. And then on Monday, actually, I'm gonna play the new Indiana Jones movie or game on Xbox, and that'll be at 7 as well. So, and I watched a video review of it on IGN, and apparently, and it, like, I can't, like, I've seen the Indiana Jones movies, and I've liked them, but I wouldn't consider, like, my dad is, like, a big Indiana Jones fan, but I'm not necessarily a huge fan. So, I'm not sure I would have bought the game if it weren't on Game Pass. But from what I'm reading, I guess it's, like, really, really good. So.
Oh, it's going to be on Game Pass? Oh,
Yeah, it is. I've already got it installed. I just have to wait for Monday for it to be playable. Because I'm definitely not, like, if I'm not going to pay to play this game, I'm most certainly not going to pay to play it early. So I'm just playing it when it's available. But yeah, that's what we're doing this week.
All right. Well, everybody, welcome back to Gungans and Dragons, Pirates of Dryanax edition, and I believe we have hit 21 now?
Yes.
All right. We are getting close. We will almost be able to rent a car. When last we left off, you guys all agreed to your Hiver engineers' plan of them leaving your ship on your little grav carrier, and they were heading to the shipyards. You plotted a course down to the moon away from what I believe you were kind of calling a potential ancient superweapon to kind of be out of sight. But as you were kind of cruising above this planet, you spotted another kind of tower that was down on the surface, along with a little village, and you did spot what looked like a dragon in the distance, an alien sort of dragon-like figure. You all came to a landing where you had a meeting with some of the locals who were kind of pictured above there. And you had a bit of a meal together. At first, it was Ukluna who kind of figured out how to talk to the locals, but by the end of the meal, that kind of ended in this ritual of swapping soup bowls. You discovered that this race somehow has an ability to exchange languages. It was Ukluna, Vim, Andrew, and Gani McCore who participated in this, with Vanessa and Slems not participating. But after introducing the concept of other solar systems and other stars and planets existing out there, beyond this purple gas giant, its moon, and this blue dwarf star, the conversation kind of settled on what these people call the helpers. And they warned you that you needed to get your ship out of here before the helpers arrived, and you heard an ominous roaring in the distance. But before we begin, how about we all go around giving your names and telling us about your characters. April, why don't you start?
Yes. Yes, I'm April, and I play Andrew, and she's
a longtime spacer and patriot of Draenax, and she is kind of excited about this whole first contact thing.
All right,
Expect-
let's have another Drynaxian in the form of Monty.
I play Slim's Leonid, noble in disgrace, trying to gain favor once more with the king. And I really couldn't care less about where we are right now. I hate poor people.
And let's have Daniel.
I was gonna make a bad joke that involved perhaps a current event that happened in the United States over the last week, but I'll let everyone just imagine it. Also, in reference to you saying you hate poor people, I will also say before I introduce my character that April pointed out a few days ago after the premiere of Skeleton Crew that it seemed suspicious that we had just played a session where we more or less found a planet that was encased in an Oort cloud where we could not see the stars or what was outside of it, and that the first and second episode of Skeleton Crew featured a planet that was encased by some kind of thing that did not allow them to see the stars or what was outside of it.
Or what was outside of it.
Right. So we thought that was pretty interesting. But I play a Cluna the Spy, and I'm gonna have one of these dragons.
All
This
right,
is Game of Thrones moment.
Yeah, this is what I've been waiting for.
And Sean.
Yeah, I play Gani McCore, and I made a pretty good decision last session. Making
Just one.
Making Slims a spy master.
Oh right, you did put by the wayside
made
your
not the
literal
spy,
spy.
the spy
Yeah,
master.
I remember.
But that's because I as a player forgot your character was the spy.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you made a good decision, and then had a very poor memory.
Yep. But yeah, made a very good decision. Also we drank some of that planet stuff, and
Soup.
yeah, now we can understand what those people are saying.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
some of us. Slims can't.
And the 4 aliens who exchanged it with you can now also speak Galactic.
Just out of curiosity, are those aliens on that planet? Are they remnants of the people who were on that space dock thing?
No,
I don't think we know.
The shipyard, is from the Imperium itself. So you can probably deduce that the accident that occurred to this shipyard is the fact that this star system wasn't in anybody's charts, and large objects in real space can affect things traveling through jump space. It can pull them out,
like
or
shadows,
or even destroy them. So probably what happened, you can probably deduce at this point that their jump probably perfectly intersected with this system, and it was pulled out of its jump bubble prematurely.
Gotcha.
So basically, horrible accident.
A little bitty accidenty.
Interesting.
But you all are within this larger hut, within the aliens community, and you are hearing this sort of it's in between a roar and a bugling noise, and it appears to be getting closer.
So
one of your hosts, Rav, says to you, if you want to avoid the helper, you should probably leave soon. The helpers would not hurt any of us, but since you are apart from us, they would have no compunction in ending you.
even if we weren't aggressive. I ask inquisitively.
You already introduced to us the fact that you have weaponry on you.
Right, but we haven't used it.
Your presence and your ships might be considered to be a threat.
What is the helper's function? Just protection, or
To help us.
like with
That's
everything?
not helpful, Slum says with a smirk.
I don't think
they were
can you understand them?
Yeah, they're speaking English.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They-
This one she can speak English now, since she did the exchange.
Yeah. Okay.
So she's basically speaking what it's called is Galactic, which is basically the language of the Imperium.
Okay.
There's also like a Volani language as well.
I was really hoping that Slems was just going to be following us around and not having any idea what anyone was going to say.
Well, I mean, if you want to, at any point, you can just kind of shift into speaking into their language, and they might shift into it as well.
Oh, I will speak to them only in their language.
Okay, she begins to shift to speaking back into her native tongue.
How do you like that, Slems?
But she says, the helper will likely be here soon. They largely stay near their spires, but if they detect something, they usually come either at our call or if something happens.
Okay, now remind me. At the end of the last session, the person we're talking to mentioned something about wanting us to take something off the planet, right?
No, take ourselves off the planet, because it would be very bad if they got out.
Oh, it wasn't like an object or something?
No, the helpers. They were specifically talking about the helpers because they were according to these alien stories, they were basically disobedient creators that were repurposed to help their people.
Disobedient creators that were repurposed.
Yep.
Do they have a
Not ominous at all.
Do they have a memory of any of that?
From how they're talking, they might have some memory.
Okay. Well, I think this is a decision that our captain has to make.
The bugling is
Oh, but
becoming
we-
very distinct at this point.
Yeah, it's getting closer, Gani Makur.
And
So
we think the bugling has to do with that ancient weapon, right?
No.
no, it's
Dragons.
The helper.
it's the dragons.
Oh,
They're getting closer. That we know are.
The
Slims
aliens
steps up
have
next to
the
Gani
aliens have
and
advised-
whispers in his ear. Sorry, Richard, you continue.
Sorry, just to remind you, the aliens advised you specifically to move your ship because they believe the helpers might be interested in your ship.
oh, okay. And the helpers are the dragon, just to make sure.
Yes, and we're not exactly sure what their disposition is, but it could go either way at this point. They could be mad at us for being here, or they could just be interested in us.
Could you call them down to talk to us?
They are on their way here right now. That's what that
Oh.
noise is.
Oh, okay, gotcha. They can fly in space. Interesting.
We're
Okay.
You're not in space.
Gani
you're in
Makur.
atmosphere.
We are on the surface of a planet, talking to people that live
sorry.
here.
Sorry, when you said our no,
You
this is-
landed the ship. What?
sorry, this is no. Sorry, this is me thinking out of character.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so you are on this moon. It has an atmosphere. None of you are wearing helmets except for
Slems and
Vanessa
well, Slems has
and,
his
and,
ship,
and
right?
Slems as well.
Well, I think actually doesn't Gani Makur have his spacesuit on?
Yeah, I do. But I took
Well,
my
he has,
helmet off.
yeah, but he has his helmet off and he drank the soup and everything.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sorry, when you said ship, I thought you meant our pirate ship.
Yes.
I do mean your pirate ship. You landed your pirate
We
ship.
we
on
landed
there.
the whole thing.
Oh, that's right. For some reason, I thought we took that little speeder thing down. Okay. Never
No,
mind.
we
No,
we sent the air raft with all of the hivers to the derelict space station.
Yeah, to the shipyards.
Wait, you weren't there for that though. To be fair, that was when I was in command.
Yeah, my character was having
Yeah.
was fighting for us like
With
Yeah.
the doctor,
The tubes.
good doctor,
Yeah,
that Slems brought on board for the crew.
he was elbow deep, pulling out shit from you.
Foul and action.
Yeah. So, two choices: we run away from the dragons, or we try to talk to the dragons.
Okay, gotcha. Well, if you guys want to take the ship back up into space, I can stay down here to try to talk with the dragons.
That would be a terrible idea. At least just
That's
for
an
you.
excellent idea. We should do that.
If you're staying, who's flying the ship?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Right. You're also our captain, and so if you
Right.
die,
Pilot.
this is where
okay.
Spock reminds Kirk of Starfleet protocol about captains not going down on the away mission.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Actually, Akuna, you proved yourself to be a pretty adept diplomat here. I mean, would you want to handle speaking with the dragons?
If you order me to, I can make contact with them.
I know, but do you want to?
Yes, I do actually. And my crewmates might not know this about me, but I have a small, eensy beensy obsession with dragons, fictional or otherwise. And meeting one just might be worth getting fried.
This is just for Ukluna. Ukluna, can you roll recon for me?
If you tell me exactly what my recon is, I absolutely can, and I'll do it for free.
It will be 2d6 plus 1.
It says rolling the dice ...
Weird.
So I think I might be shaking it in my hand.
Wait, why is this so tiny for me right now on roll 20?
That's a personal problem that we probably don't know the answer to. 4. Wow, what a great roll.
There we go. Well, the dragons do seem to be a little bit, it does sound to be like maybe they'll be here within like 10 minutes or so.
All right, so I have 10 minutes to prepare and plan how we're going to capture this dragon and put it on the ship.
I thought we don't want the dragons on the ship. They said it would be very bad if the dragons left the planet.
Well, that's what they said.
Also, these are sentient beings, right? We really can't just capture them.
Well, I was going to invite him to come along.
Hello, pirates.
Well, yeah, I know, but
He can stay in my room.
Yeah.
I'll feed him and take him out and everything.
You all hear on your comms at this moment Vanessa's voice. She says, "Target is located 50 clicks to the south. It is approaching at a rate that will have it in range in 8.5 minutes. Currently locking on to target. Heavy ammunition loaded up. Target is roughly 100 meters in length. It is large. Arming my warhead. I can fire in 30 seconds." At this moment, you all notice that Vanessa is no longer in the this sort of longhouse with you all.
I'm gonna tell her don't fire unless on my command.
Captain, this thing is bigger than our ship.
That's a really big that is a really... I mean, you shouldn't shoot on it just because it's big, but it is really fucking
It
big.
won't get on the ship.
Yeah, that's big. How long is our ship?
It's definitely longer than our ship.
Yeah, but if it's called a helper, it might want to help us.
I don't think it wants to help us. I think that's the point they're trying to make.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. How about this? Can we contact them from space?
How?
The natives, you mean?
Or I guess not the dragon thing.
The natives are not technologically advanced at all. So I don't think there's a way to contact them.
And the dragons are just dragons. Like they're not.
Well, we don't really know. It's okay. So they're sentient and they could be reasoned with, but if it's this big, it's. I don't think, at the very least, I don't think all of us should stay. It's a really bad idea.
Okay.
Especially
out
not
here.
Slems.
In fact, I'm surprised Slems hasn't started running already.
I can't fly the ship. Where am I going to run?
Well, you have a grav belt. That could maybe take you to the atmosphere.
That would just put me in convenient
Yeah,
snacking
yeah.
area for the dragons.
the perfect bite range.
Okay. I'll be
You,
like,
you, you're a crackle on the comms again. I'm confirming with you now, Captain, not to fire.
unless at my command, I'll be like, okay, Okluna, if you're okay with it, I'm gonna take the ship up. I'll leave you down here to talk with the dragon.
I think we need to get out of here, all of us.
Gunny McCore, can you roll for me 2d6 plus let me see, let me look at your stats here. This is going to be 2d6 plus 2.
9.
Okay, from the way she was talking, she has a personal nuclear launcher on her. And from everything that you know from your training, that's illegal in most systems.
I think we should let her shoot it.
Like just owning that is usually, like if it's found on you, is usually a death sentence.
Gotcha.
Can I ask the person we're with, like, are the dragons, like, are you prisoners to them, or do you guys live in like a symbiotic arrangement? Like, do you depend on them?
All right. So, again, are you speaking in Galactic or are you speaking in their language?
I'll speak in their language.
Okay. They respond in kind. The helpers assist us. They help us keep in contact. We
How do they
so
keep you? How do they keep
send our
you?
elders,
How do they keep you in contact? Like with other tribes?
our
you mean?
elders, our elders travel to honor settlements with them.
Okay. I think this is the plan I'm going to flip to my captain. I'm going to suggest that we leave, and maybe would you be okay talking to your helper about a peaceful meeting with visitors?
I could do that.
Okay, I'm going to relay this to Gani McCore.
But be aware that while they are required to listen to us and protect us, that does not necessarily extend to your people.
So you could tell them not to attack us.
That is outside their role, as it were.
What is outside their role?
They may or may not listen to that.
Okay, so you don't have any, like, you can't give them orders or anything.
It is nuanced.
Yeah, okay.
We could request it, but they might say no.
Okay.
They might deem you all to be a threat. If you could understand that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll relay what I said to her to the group. Really, this is going to be up to you, because on one hand, it is conceivable that we could convince them that we're not a threat, explain to them why we're here, and maybe even make a case that we'd be doing them a favor by removing the space station out of orbit, because that could only help them, right? Like people wouldn't be coming to look for it. It's technology they probably didn't want there in the first place. Or they might think that we're a threat and they might just kill all of us and destroy our ship.
Gotcha. So, I mean, I could take the ship back up and everyone's in it, but like you'd be down here though.
I don't think anyone's staying.
Huh?
I don't know that anyone's staying.
Yeah,
Okay.
it might be worth it to leave and think of a plan and maybe come back.
Okay.
Or
yeah, we
maybe
can do
trying to figure out a way, if there's a way we can science this or something, and get a message to maybe we'll leave. How about we leave a message with the people that we've met, and we can leave and then come back and see.
Sean, 2d6 plus 5 right now.
that. Okay. 14.
You have 20 seconds to decide right now if you are going to be running to get the ship started and get up before this thing is going to arrive. Otherwise, there is no possible way to get
Slem
the
starts
engine-
running to the ship. He's out
Well,
the
no.
door.
Well, this is what Gani McCore knows because he's the expert pilot. So you have 20 seconds.
Oh, that's
to decide.
unrelated. That's unrelated to Slem's decision.
Okay.
Slems is already running to the ship at this point. I didn't know we had been arguing for so long.
Slems has his
Yeah.
phone out and he's Googling how to drive the ship.
He can already hear the leathery flapping beats of listening to the captain's orders and coming down to the planet and regretting it.
Actually, as you're the first one out the door, roll
Son
for
of a
me.
bitch.
2d6 minus 2.
No.
Okay.
I got a 4.
You tripped and fell.
So yeah, you're just looking around. You see these little alien huts and everything, and then you're just hearing this roaring coming towards you, but you're not zeroing in on it. All you're zeroing in on is your ship that you're just booking at the fastest pace that you can. Are you attempting to use the graph belt?
No.
Oh, okay. You actually do have one level of flyer grav. So
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
you are proficient in using it, and you'll be much faster if you use this right now versus running.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking dragons and being in the perfect snack range.
Just fly low.
Yeah, you could just fly like 5 feet off the air. I mean,
No, I'm
the ground.
running, Richard.
His
Okay.
legs are the only things
so-
he trusts.
So Sean, Gani McCore has this insight, and the moment that he has this insight, before you even say anything, you see Slems just book it out the building.
All right. I'll be like, all right, everyone back to the ship.
I'm going to before I leave, I'll tell our visitors or the people that we meet that we plan to make contact again, and if they could act as an emissary between us and the helpers, and see if they can arrange a meeting.
Roll for me 2d6 plus 2.
7.
Daniel. All right, it does occur to you at the very last second.
Monty, what are all these rolls you're making?
No idea. It occurs to you at the very
Sorry.
last second that you do have on you your personal kind of handheld computer, which also acts as a radio.
Oh yeah, shit, I'll leave it with them.
So it occurs to you that you could just give them one
Yeah.
of that if you want it.
Here,
Okay.
this is for you. This is a gift. If I don't come back to get it, you can keep it. This is how I will communicate with you.
Okay.
You'll hear my voice come
So-
out of the box, and then you just answer like you're talking to me, like you're here in person.
All right, so you all book it for the ship at this point. All of you can make me rolls as you're heading towards the ship. Ukluna, it's going to be 2d6 plus 1. Gani McCore, it's going to be 2d6 minus 3. And Andrew, it's going to be 2d6 minus 3.
0.
Well, you had a heart attack in the effort.
8.
Okay, so
Or sorry, I screwed that up. It should be 2.
-3. Yes. Okay, so Gunny McCore and Andrew are just focused on getting to the ship. Your eyes are locked on a ship, and that's what you're going for. Ukluna, you kind of scan the horizon, and down to the south, you can see the shadow growing much larger by the second. That's kind of hurtling towards the village.
Yeah,
And
no one should look back. Just keep running. Don't turn around.
At first, at the size of this object, like your brain instinctively says, "Oh, that must be a spaceship." But then you can kind of see the wings vibrating, and you're like, "Oh no."
It's Vagar. Sorry,
All right, so
little House of the Dragon joke there for anyone who cares.
Are you calling the engineers as you're running to the ship to
Yes.
get the engine started?
Yes.
Sure.
So, yes. Get us ready to go. Tell Leonard to get in the turret. We might have a problem.
We definitely have a problem.
Okay. They managed to get the engine started. They put power to it as well. You hear Billiam growling over the internal comms. "Captain, you have to give us more notice before this shit. The engines are already in a bad state."
Yeah, sorry about that. Big rain coming. Didn't have a lot of time.
As you start to flip the controls, you can see power is at the helms, and
Billiam didn't have any response to there being a dragon. He just took that in stride.
Yep, he's taking that in stride. There are warning lights going all over the bridge right now, and you can see an image of the dragon hurtling towards you. It's pretty much what I showed you, image-wise, except much angrier than that image would kind of portray. You can actually see crackling energy dancing around its eyes and its open mouth. Okay, buddy. For Gunny McCore, it's time to make a piloting check to get out of Dodge.
All right, Gani, don't get us stuck in a gas giant.
2d6 plus 5, right?
2d6 plus 5. No, this is dexterity based, so this is going to be 2d6 plus 4.
Oh, okay. So if I re-roll that then?
Yeah, re-roll it.
Oh, 11. Nice.
Thank God.
All right, you pull on the yoke, and you are hurtling up and away. You can see, everyone can see in these the projected screens, this thing fired some sort of electrical field towards your ship that just missed it as you flew almost straight up into the atmosphere. You after a few minutes, you get through the actual clouds, and you are in the sort of you're in a low orbit over the world.
For being helpers, that don't seem very helpful.
Well, they're not meant to be helpful to us.
Yeah,
They're just stop agents.
I don't think they're supposed to help us very much. Did I have time to tell everyone what I did with the personal computer? Like,
we were there.
Well, you do now.
Okay. Captain, I would first of all, I would suggest that we maintain our strategy of staying out of range of whatever weapon they have on the planet that disabled the space station. I think if I remember the last session, we were keeping a position because they can only fire in a straight line. We were keeping a position so that we weren't in range of it, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
I would call to our hivers and ask them what their status is with the space station, and then we should talk to our friends that we made on the surface.
The moon is currently blocking you from the shipyard. It's over the horizon for any direct sort of communication. You can try a wideband transmission, but they might not necessarily get it.
Jack, what are you doing?
For communicating with your own personal communicator that you left down there, it has a max range of about 50 kilometers. So you would have to re-enter the atmosphere to be able to contact the aliens on the surface.
But the dragons can go into the atmosphere.
Right, but I also assume I mean, the atmosphere is very, very large, and they're not that large compared to the atmosphere. Jack.
How long does this thing seem to follow us?
Let's see. Gani McCord was busy piloting, so who would have used the sensors? Your engineers were kind of busy as well.
I asked the question. I'll just say I plopped down.
I'm gonna step away for like 4 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay, so that's going to be 2d6 plus 1. It kept pace with you all and kind of went up about 20 kilometers before disengaging. But you do notice by checking the sensors and the sensor data there that it was actually able to keep pace with your ship. Like almost 1-to-1. And your M drive engines are still damaged, if you recall.
Right. This is all very interesting. To make sure that we record, that we keep all of these logs for future study.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I had to. My dog was harassing me because my partner isn't home. So what I heard was that the dragons can more or less maneuver the same that we can.
At least this one.
At least that one.
So I'll point out that we don't really know that much about the dragons, but we might have better scanning capabilities than they do with our equipment. So we might be able to find a place in the atmosphere just low enough to send a message, and then book it if we see any contacts on our image, like on our radar or whatever.
So what are you?
Sounds good.
And with that sensors roll, you did get some data about that sort of energy field it was emitting.
Yep. Well, that's good. What about it?
You have signature data for it.
Okay.
Which means that we'd be able to find it. Like, we'd be able to see it coming, right? Is what you're saying?
Be able to scan for them.
Sounds good.
All right. So I think your option. I think we had to move further into space to talk to the hivers. It sounds like.
Wait.
Oh, and those of you who learned the aliens' language were able to suss out the name that they used for themselves.
Okay.
Which translates to Galactic as the last people.
Gotcha. I'll be like, Akluna, do you know what that means or no?
The last people?
Yeah, is that them?
That's what they call themselves.
That's what. Yeah, it's what they call
okay.
themselves. Yeah.
Gotcha.
They're obviously not the last people because we've met other people.
Hmm.
A little
You're
bit
the
of
only one
logic
with
there for you.
Wait, are you the only one with a science skill for Ukluna? I think you might be. Yeah, Ukluna can do me 2d6 plus 2.
10.
Okay. Uh, so, uh, blue dwarf star systems are pretty rare that you know of. And you have never heard of any blue dwarf star system that has actually had a habitable planet going around it in a stable orbit, like this moon. Theoretically, a blue dwarf star can be around for about 13 trillion years or so before it goes out,
So
which
we got a little bit of time to figure it out.
which would put any habitable world going around a star like that a lifetime that would be greater than pretty much the rest of the known universe.
Hmm.
So like a boomer.
So
All the stars you've ever been to will be balls of cool rock, and this thing will still be trekking.
yep. So hearing this name of the last people, hearing them the knowledge that there's some sort of ancient weapon here and that they supposedly had interference with the ancients, them being called this the blue dwarf star system, it does give you a feeling of possibly them calling themselves the last people might be accurate, because if their people survive long term, they might literally be some of the last people in the universe.
We are the last people eventually.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's a problem of practicality, right? We're here on a mission to get to the space station. We could easily just focus on that. But we've got a nice little mystery here too that we could meddle in if we wanted.
Right now, our biggest problem is the weapon.
Do want a dragon?
Yeah.
Not that big of one.
Yeah, a smaller one would be good. But we need to talk to the dragons first and see if they'll give up one of their kids.
Unfortunately, I think running from them kind of might have ruined any chances of talking with them.
Well, I'm not sure I agree. I think we can justify to them if we can open communication. I don't think they could blame us for being scared of them. We didn't fire. We didn't return fire. We didn't try to shoot a nuke at them. Thank God.
Should have.
We targeted them with a nuke, but we didn't shoot it.
I mean, we still have plenty of leeway to say that we're here peacefully. We didn't attack their people when we were there alone with them.
Gotcha.
Facts.
I would suggest that we go back into the atmosphere, attempt to make contact with their people, and see if we can arrange a meeting between us and the helpers. That's what my recommendation would be.
Okay. Yeah.
How long are we gonna wait to make contact? Because we have to give them time
To talk to them.
to kind of feel through the situation.
Yeah.
Why don't we try making contact right now, and then we'll kind of set up a thing like.
Because currently it took you guys to get into this position in orbit about an hour.
Okay, well that's a good start. And then if we have to go an hour to get back into a safe position.
Yeah, comms range or whatever. So
Does
what?
that sound good?
Yeah. So what are your orders then?
Well, clearly you seem pretty skilled at diplomacy there with those.
Yeah, I can deal with the communications, but I mean, we're gonna need to take the ship back in, and we're also gonna need to make sure that we keep an eye.
Okuna, as you are talking on the bridge to Gani McCore and everybody else, you get a notification on your system that the ship is receiving some sort of comm signal.
Oh, I got an email. Hold on. Can I open it?
Yep.
What does it say?
Okay. Your comm system flicks on and then suddenly flicks off, and your entire station starts flickering rapidly. Make a computers check.
Okay. Can I just unplug it?
Can I turn it off and on again?
Can I unplug the Ethernet?
Do not,
Make
do not unplug the computer core.
make me that's gonna be 2d6 plus 2.
11.
Okay. So you realize that you have opened something when you went into this transmission, and some large data packet has basically just started installing itself right into your computer. And you are desperately using everything that you know to kind of head it off at the pass, but it is a step ahead of you at every turn. So while you've been unable to stop it at this point, you recognize it enough because when you were working for the Imperium, you saw some pretty crazy, shady shit when you were working for them as a spy. And you heard whispers and...
Did you hear that, Gani McCore, what my job was before this?
You heard rumors of the Imperium basically messing around in certain divisions with illegal AI tech that was leagues ahead of human intelligence. And it is becoming rapidly apparent to you that whatever is uploading itself into your computer right now is intelligent.
How did it get past the Orc cloud? Or did it come from the planet?
This transmission came from the planet.
Oh, okay. I thought I misunderstood.
In fact, make me one more make me one more comms check to see if you managed to do it while you were trying to cut this thing off at the pass. So this is going to be 2d6 plus 3, though this is going to be a difficult one.
10.
Okay, so a 10 is enough for a difficult check. Yeah, this came from the planet. This signal actually came right from the little village that you went to. And in fact, with that roll of a 10, the comm signature came from your comms unit. And in fact, at a much longer range that it should have had.
Okay. Well, there's some good news and some bad news.
As he says that, the lights of the ship start to flicker rapidly.
It might actually be all bad news.
You over the comms start to hear just drones scream. Hear engineer screaming.
Sorry, you mean engineer the person?
Engineer the person.
Okay.
The drone.
Can
I'm
I?
gonna be like,
Well, what's his problem? What's their problem?
My
no, he's
systems
screaming.
are being taken over.
Yeah. So this is probably a good time for everyone to know what's happening. You might have noticed that the lights are flickering. I'm pretty sure we're getting hacked by the computer I left on the surface.
The ship's trajectory starts to change, and you're starting to head down towards the planet.
Oh, I think they're driving the ship now.
Are we high enough that we can safely cut the engines manually? Or are we gonna crash if we do that?
Well, your
I think they
your
want.
orbit
I
has,
think that they
has
want to.
already
Go ahead.
your orbit has already changed, though you can try to cut this off at this point.
I'm pretty
that-
sure, guys. If they were trying to destroy us, if they have this technology and they were trying to destroy us, we'd be dead already.
Yeah, maybe let's just try to talk to them.
I think they might be trying to make contact.
Also, no trying to kidnap one.
Kidnapping them is gonna be the least of their worries.
I know. I'm just saying that for some ground rules right now.
Oh, I was never planning to kidnap anything.
All of the lights go off.
Okay, we get it. You don't have to keep doing that.
Do we still have the capacity to send a message?
Your consoles in front of you are just dead. They're holographic consoles, so they've just been like turned off.
I don't understand.
Emergency lighting turns on. An indistinct voice emerges from the ship's comms. And it says, "Where do you hail from?"
We are the Borg.
Oh, hell no.
Prepare to be assimilated.
Are-
Well, does this still? I think he can hear all of us probably. So, I think my job as comms officer means a little less now because I think I'm pretty sure he can hear us.
So, as captain, I'll do the talking, I guess.
Godspeed.
Okay, I'll be like, hi, yeah, we're, what's our ship name again, Richard? I forgot.
Salvation's End.
Salvation's End.
Sean, you're embarrassing me in front of the dragons.
Well, this is out of character, so.
Captain of our ship.
Okay.
Don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass me in front of the dragons, please.
Yeah, this is Gani McCoy of the Salvation's End. We hail from many different planets. We're like a melting pot of a crew here.
You are slaves piloting a ship. Do you serve Grandfather?
I don't know who that is.
Let's see.
Oh, you
Your
really confused him.
Your character is one of the ones that did go to university. Let me just see your skills.
Wow.
Roll for me 2d6 plus 1 for Gani McCoy.
By the way, what is Vim's reaction to all of this?
Five.
He's just kind of clutching his little
Pearls.
console. Yeah, you have no idea who this grandfather guy is. Let's see, what other characters went to university? I think it's just Upluna.
What do I roll?
2d6 plus 3.
10. It's the third 10 I think I've gotten in a row.
All right. So, you know, kind of like the basic theory that's gone around that the ancients around like 300,000 years ago spread around this sector of the Milky Way galaxy. They took a bunch of humans from Earth, seeded them around as
Panspermia.
basically as a slave species, along with taking a bunch of wolves and uplifting them into the Vogger, and also used them as a slave species before they disappeared around 200,000 years ago. You are kind of remembering from a lecture that you had in university
Oh God, I hate lectures.
that one of the kind of repeating elements that they have found from some of these ancient ruins and ancient technology that they found is in their culture a repeated mention of a person just known as Grandfather that apparently controlled the ancient civilization.
Okay, so I'm going to share that information with Gani McClure along with the recommendation, or at least the insight, that it is possible that the helpers aren't very happy with the grandfather based on what we know about them, the fact that it looks like they might have been enslaved. So it might be clever of us to say that we don't serve grandfather.
Yeah,
And it also now makes sense of this voice calling you all slaves, considering that you are a mixture of Volani humans, of a Vogger,
And Vim.
and a drone. And the drone were also known to be a servitor species serving
Not as late as it gets.
the ancients.
Yeah, I would tell them we're not servants of grandfather and we come in peace. We only want to talk.
yeah, yep. Yeah, we're not servants of this grandfather person you're talking about. Also, we just want to talk. We're not here to hurt anybody. So if you could give assurances that you won't hurt my crew, I can give assurances that like we won't do anything rash or harmful.
Your ship is now diving head on into the planet. Gunny McCore, make me a 2d6 plus, let's see, +5 roll.
14.
The current trajectory that this thing has put you on is certain death. And as you recognize this, the voice says, "You now have 1 minute to convince me." There are currently other interlopers who arrived on this world. Are you associated with them?
Uh,
No.
no,
We're
no,
tr-
we're not.
we're trying to take away. We are trying to take away the previous interlopers.
We also
Yeah.
didn't hurt your friends on the surface. We could have. We were alone with them. It would have been easy for us to kill everyone. We did not do that.
Yeah, in fact, like we had like pretty, they shared soup with us, and it was pretty fun and nice.
I like soup.
And
What
we
are
also
what are
like not
your
crashing.
intentions? What are your intentions for this system?
I don't know, like, well, I mean, our intentions is to get that.
We seek an object in high orbit. We mean you no harm. If we can take this object that has violated your space with us, we will never return again.
Yeah,
The primitive shipyard.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
We're also
and-
explorers and we want to talk.
And
Just putting that out
Danny McCore, when it says the primitive shipyard, you are almost personally insulted by that as a former Third Imperium naval officer, because it is like of the highest tech level and like the latest technology of the Third Imperium.
gotcha. Be like, yeah, that primitive shipyard thing. We, it's kind of an eyesore in this system. We're gonna take it like, we're gonna take it away.
So your current course is still kind of like suicidal, and the voice says, currently the other interlopers are working with a rogue helper. I will enlist you and your crew to go against this other helper. If you agree to these terms, you will survive, you will assist me, and I will allow you to take your prize, with the understanding that this system and this world will be scrubbed from your database along with any information that you have gained.
Yeah, sure.
Fair.
I will need agreements from every living
Yes,
creature
definitely.
amongst.
Agreed.
I mean, it beats
You
crashing
can
on
scrub
the
the data.
surface.
You're here. You can scrub the data yourself.
Yeah, you could have done that already.
This will include your minds.
Yeah, that's fine.
We have to have our minds to help you first. But yes.
Yeah, you mean after the fact, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. I'll speak for my entire crew and say yes.
Okay. The ship readjusts its course and goes into an actual survivable descent to the planet, and you find the ship landing neatly at the village. And there, kind of like overshadowing the village, sat right at the edge by the water, looking at you with glowing blue eyes, is the helper. It extends its neck so it's taller than your ship as you land. And it just stares at your ship unblinkingly.
Guess I'll be like, okay, who wants to go meet a dragon? Everybody.
Me? I would very much like to go meet a dragon now.
Okay. I'll get everything ready to like I'll extend the whatever it's called, the landing thing, the
Ramp.
The landing ramp.
yeah, the
Yeah.
ramp. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Is that how we get off our ship? Do we have a landing ramp?
I'd
You
assume
do.
There are pictures of that, but yes.
so. I'm gonna say to Valkyrie. Okay. Also, Valkyrie, no nuking anything, please.
None of our
She-
weapons.
stay on the
I don't
ship.
think that any of our weapons can hurt these things anyway.
Do you call her Valkyrie?
Isn't that her name?
Isn't it Valerie?
Vanessa.
Veronica.
Vanessa? Veronica? Yeah, there you go. That's what it
Oh,
was being.
You were saying Vanessa there for a while.
Oh, okay, I messed up. Oof. Okay, all right.
Oh wait, she wears
Okay.
a Valkyrie suit, doesn't she?
I mean, she won't be insulted you calling her a Valkyrie, considering. But she will say, "All right, Captain, but you said I need to keep the ship safe, so I keep that seriously."
Right. No, I appreciate it. I just don't want to anger something that could, kill us in like a second. It looks like.
That did
She
almost
she
kill us.
she
Yeah.
she leans towards you and kind of like headbutts her helmet against your helmet, and you hear her whisper through it.
I love you.
And she says, it made a mistake letting us land right next to it. I sussed it out when it was flying, and I think there are at least 3 vulnerable spots. I think I could take it.
Okay. Well, if it comes to it, I'll let you have free reign to do that. But
All right.
let's hear it out first.
If there's a rogue helper, you might get your chance to shoot something very soon.
She marches out with the rest of you. You all see that the last people are just kind of milling around the village like they were before, just kind of ignoring the helper.
Can I wave
at-
at the one guy that we met?
Yeah, he waves back at you and kind of
man.
jogs over and says, hello. Sorry about that.
We're back.
Yes, the helper took your communication device and repurposed it.
Yeah, we figured that out.
Yes.
But then this last person raises his wrist and then says, "But I have managed to figure out one of my own." And as he raises his mouth to his wrist, you all hear him through your comms.
That's a pretty cool trick. How did you do that?
Oh, I merely repurposed some of my building blocks within here, and he points to his wrist. And yes, I managed to get a similar function as to what your device had.
When you say building blocks, you mean what your body is made of?
Yes, like your body's building blocks. Well, except mine are much more stable.
Apparently.
Yeah, this might surprise you, but humans can't actually change the composition of their atoms to make things. So I'm a little jealous. Do you think I would look like this if I could do that?
He blinks slowly. Oh, interesting. Ah. And he's the one who shared the bowl with you.
Yeah.
He says to you, Oh, so that mutation that you scheduled for yourself in 12 years is not intentional?
Wait, what?
Okay. Well, first of all, I didn't know about that. That's
Yes, well, I mean, I thought it rude to ask, but it does seem like unsustainable growth within that section of your body would not be conductive to life, but I thought it judgmental to mention at the time. Roll for me 2d6 plus 3.
sorry. I don't know what to do with a sudden cancer diagnosis, so I guess I'll
Yeah,
just do a
yeah,
dice
yeah.
roll.
Yeah. Basically, he's describing cancer to you.
You guys can see the future?
Well, I mean, I think he's advanced enough to know that it's going to be a problem.
Oh.
I got 10, brother.
You can deduce from that from this soup he must have gotten your basic genetic data and was able to read it very accurately.
Is this something my doctor can take care of? By the way, if I tell him exactly what I plan to, apparently I've scheduled to have occur in my body.
It could help depending upon knowledge of it happening beforehand could definitely help, and then depending upon the tech level of the world.
We
Well,
protect 15 doctors, so.
there's a good chance that you saved me from a hideously painful, long protract or a long death. So thank you for that.
Yes, I thought it was an odd choice, but you know,
It wasn't a
if one wants
choice.
to end-
It's not a thing we choose. It's just a thing that happens to us, and this is going to be crazy to you. But a long time ago in our race's past, we treated the sick very poorly and made them pay all of their money to corporations when they got sick.
the last person kind of pauses for a second and says, I'm getting a vague concept of what this sick is, but we don't really have an analog for our culture.
Well, yeah, if you can change your atomic makeup at any moment, I mean, you probably don't have many problems with your biology at all.
Can you teach people how to do that or no?
What do you mean teach? We just know.
Oh, well, I meant like, you know, can you teach people how to like change themselves like that at will or no? Or
I mean,
can you do it to others?
I think he's saying he never learned how to do it. He just knew how
Oh.
to do it.
Gotcha.
yes, it would be it would be very similar to like learning how to breathe. I mean, you just do.
An involuntary function, yeah. So we've got a meeting with your buddy, the dragon over here, and give me like a 5-second lowdown on what to expect from him.
Apparently, the helper suggested that you all might be a threat to the continued existence of our people, and repurposed your device.
And you
But-
told him we weren't?
Yes,
Oh, good.
but again, we did know there was a possibility of it not listening. But
Anyway,
you
you
all
mentioned,
seem to be alive, so that's
Yes.
a good sign.
Yeah, we're happy
you
to be
mentioned
here.
something about another set of interlopers looking at the big guy. Does
Oh,
he talk?
That
Does he talk?
are you going up to the
No,
helper?
I just kind of point and ask, does he talk?
Oh, the helper can speak, usually within your own mind.
Oh, wonderful.
So fucking cool.
That was not the
Yes.
that was not the oh wonderful that she meant. Well then,
Though generally speaking, our people can stop that whenever we wish. We just reconfigure our minds so the helpers are unable to contact us when we wish for privacy.
Okay.
They don't get mad about that?
They are helpers.
Alright.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work on you assuming how much we know about stuff, but we'll work on that later.
Question. What do the helpers think about being petted?
I'm not.
I would ask for consent.
Okay.
Don't think we've worked
Huh?
ourselves up to that level
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, we might want to warm them up a little bit.
No, I
Captain.
got you. I just thought, you know.
Well, shall we go talk to a fucking dragon?
Like, it's a dragon that also fucks, or is it?
No sense in
Ouch.
dragging this conversation
Shut the
on.
fuck up.
All right. Well, you are approaching the helper, and as you approach, it kind of lowers its head, and you hear a familiar voice, all within your own minds. It says, "Are you prepared to get your mission?"
Yeah.
Lay it on us.
I wish for you basically within your heads see the moon all of a sudden. You see a almost kind of like a GPS picture of it and a flight path that leads towards the large sea that you saw before and the spire in the middle.
Right.
You see a medieval looking town that is
We saw
filled
that
with
before.
members of the last people. But these people are a little bit different. They aren't dressed as primitively as the people here and seem to be wearing metallic looking armor. Some of them are wielding blades, some of them seem to be holding actual firearms that those of you from the Imperium can recognize as kind of like standard issue. And amongst them, walking around, some of them in battle dress, some of them in little in vac suits, are humans, and flying above them is a helper. You hear this helper say in your heads, "This is what we are dealing with." The helper has contracted these interlopers that came from your shipyard and is waging a war against the denizen of the island. They are getting prepared to assault the island. I need you to go over there and kill them all.
Why?
Okay.
Why
Sorry.
do they want to attack? What is their reason?
You do not need to know the reason. You just need to kill them all, and you will get your prize.
Okay.
If we attack them, will the weapon attack us?
They are preparing their forces to go to the island. If you get there and fly in a low enough trajectory, you should not be considered a threat to the island. Do not power your main weapons. They only survived their descent down there because they were in vessels that had no weapons.
Escape pods.
Hmm.
So the things that fed us are the ones that they're trying that we got to kill now, right?
Any of the last people that allied themselves with the interloper, with the interlopers, you can kill.
No, I meant sorry. Okay, so the ones that came down from the space from the primitive thing. Sorry, this is out of
The shipyard.
yeah. I'm asking out of character. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So the people who fed us on our ship who went to the shipyard.
No,
Oh, okay.
humans.
They're up there now, I think.
Oh, okay.
It
Sorry.
was the. I think it's the original crew of the space station.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. I thought it was the ones who went there to check it out.
No, they're up there right now. In fact, that didn't happen too long ago. Like that, they've only been there for a few hours now, I think.
Okay, gotcha. So these are the original crew from the thing.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask. Well, so I know you want us to kill them, but I'm sure they probably want to get out of here. Could we take them with us? Would that be acceptable, or is killing the only option? I'll ask.
You said you are not aligned with them.
We
Did
are
you
not.
lie?
We're not aligned with them. I just thought, I thought maybe like they'd probably want to get out of here.
We value all life. We try not to kill things unless we have to.
I value the lives of the last people.
I'm with you.
And they're a danger to the last people.
They're trying to
They
conquer.
are.
Mhm.
They bring danger to this system, to the people. They must be ended.
Did they? Sorry. Did he say that they were trying to conquer?
They are working with the rogue.
Right. So when I asked him what the conflict was, he explicitly didn't answer. So we don't.
Yes.
So we don't know what their problem is.
Well, he said that they are going to be assaulting the island soon.
But we don't know why.
You do not know why.
Well, there must be something in the ancient weapon they think they can use to get back to space.
Or there could be a dynamic here that we don't understand because we've only been here for a couple of hours,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
we might not have aligned with the good guys in this fight.
For the rogue helper, how do you? Because if we can't use our main weapons, will you be dealing with the rogue helper, or how is that going to work out?
Helpers are not allowed to attack each other
Ah,
or the last people.
but we're not the last people, though.
This is a conflict by proxy.
And you and the rogue helper, you don't agree on how to resolve this? Does that happen a lot?
That has not happened ever.
Can you see why we'd be really curious as to why that is?
Your curiosity does not interest me. The results do.
I gotta tell you.
Good.
You know what? Never mind.
Let's go kill some humans, I guess, like us.
Does Ganny McCore sound as excited as you just did?
Yeah, right.
Connie, what do you think we were gonna do if we found these guys aboard the station?
Kill them.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That,
no,
that was always the plan.
that was me in character. Like he's like, oh, kind of sad we can't do a peaceful solution to this, but okay, let's go kill them, folks.
The former
seems to have no qualms.
Yeah, the former Third Imperium officer within Ganny McCore seems to die bit by bit.
If ever he was there to begin with. Maybe you were a pirate the whole time.
Hey Veronica, what do you think your odds are of taking out that village with your warhead?
Well, the buildings seem to structurally be pretty sound. If I put it off at the right area, I could probably get a good chunk of them. Though I probably want to save it for that helper thing.
Good point.
It sounds like he doesn't want us to do that to them, though.
No, he wants us to kill them. He wants us to kill them all.
Yeah, at least the
Just let-
humans. Yeah.
Okay.
And any helpers that are helping.
And as you say that, the helper does say, "You may kill the rogue helper."
Oh, okay.
So do we need to go to the island first, or do we need to take them out first?
Do not go to the island. Take out their forces before they can make their way to the island.
So we're not going to the island,
Leave the island alone.
but we're defending the island. We're just not going to it.
You are exterminating vermin.
Okay. And where are the vermin at?
In that town with battle
Okay.
dress and
Okay.
guns.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, within that, as you say that, within that vision, you saw no fewer than 12 Marines wearing battle dress.
Well, there's only 12 of them. That seems pretty easy.
You're crazy.
What? I
You're
didn't hear what
crazy.
you said, April. I'm sorry.
She's
We are
deciding.
seriously,
She's deciding not to repeat herself.
we are seriously outnumbered here. We need a good plan.
Are we finished with our conversation with the dragon?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be saying anything more right now.
Are
I'm
we free to
prompted.
go?
Yes.
Also,
Are our
what's our
systems
reward?
back under our control? That we get to take the station and leave?
Its eyes kind of flicker for a second, the color leaving them for a second, and it says, "Yes, you can control the ship now."
What's our reward, by the way?
The station.
Oh.
He said we can take the station and leave.
Can I ask for my own personal reward?
You're gonna try to negotiate?
Could I,
Oh,
if we succeed, could
okay. So what are you asking for? And I'll tell you what to roll.
Okay, if I succeed, could I either pet or ride you?
Okay. Gunny McCore has persuade. Okay, 2d6 plus 7. This is a very difficult check.
I'm going to
15.
scooch away from Gani McCore.
You get a very confused feeling in your head, and you, for an honest second, feel as if it's you being confused, but then you realize it is literally the helper being very confused. And then you feel it kind of peruse your surface thoughts, and the picture that you have in your own head of kind of flying around on its back, you pumping one fist in the air and kind of saying, "Yeah!"
Like from Family Guy.
And you get just this overwhelming feeling of bewilderment in your own head. And then after just a moment, it says, "Fine."
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Well,
So it agreed.
I think our crew needs to discuss how to best carry out your orders. So if we can have your leave, we're going to go back to our ship.
Be aware that when you are within 100 kilometers of this settlement, I will be unable to help you.
Okay, good to know. On our way back to the ship, can I? And I don't know if I would.
But it also says this. Be aware that though I will be unable to help you, I have installed a remnant of my own psyche within your ship. So betrayal will be met in kind. And as it says that, it starts to beat its wings rapidly, and it kind of starts to float in the air, much like a dragonfly. And then there's a booming noise as it jets away. And everybody make an endurance check. So for Andrew, that's going to be 2d6. Slems, that's going to be 2d6. Gani McCore,
If
that's
Slim's
going to be 2d6 plus 1. And for
8.
Ukluna, 2d6
not well at
minus
all.
1.
Not good.
I got
anyone
a
who has a
6.
grab belt activated, would that be a minus?
That would not. So for Sean and Sean, you're able to.
I didn't roll yet. I'm sorry.
Oh, you didn't roll yet, yeah?
You said it was +1, right?
Yep, 2d6 plus 1.
7. Oh, April. Ouch.
Okay, so let me roll for Veronica.
She's got battle dress. She should be extra stable.
She didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, she's fine. So Slems, you're able to kind of brace yourself, and you manage to stand
Awesome.
alongside Veronica, while everyone else falls to the floor. And Andrew actually falls and is pushed and rolls for about 10 feet as this helper jets away so quickly it's obvious that it broke the sound barrier.
I grab April's hand, or no? Or no?
Oh well, you're on the ground
Andrews.
right now. You didn't actually
Yeah.
get injured, but
You
all
got your
fell.
you got your ass knocked over too.
Yeah.
In fact, I think
Right.
Slems has to help us up. And I suppose that means you get to choose who you want to help up.
Who's the closest one to me?
Not me, because I rolled
Uh,
like 10 feet away.
Yeah, she's 10 feet
Yeah,
further than everyone else.
So it's either Ukluna or Danny McCore. They're about the same distance. Oh wait. Let me roll for Vim.
Oh god. He was probably fine.
He fell over too, so Vim is within the same distance.
What a choice.
I will just unceremoniously pick myself up and dust myself off.
I'm gonna wait for Slems to make a choice on who he's gonna help up.
Ganny.
All right, cool.
All right.
Thanks for that.
I'll get up and I'll help them up.
As active spy master.
I'll pull Vim up and give him a slap on the back.
You say, "Whoa, that thing can really move, can't it?"
It's a dragon.
Yep,
Okay.
I thought it was a helper.
it's
Yeah.
both.
Okay. So here's what I'm worried about: is if we talk on the ship, the dragon's going to be able to hear us. So I will say this before we get on our ship. I'm not sure we picked the side of the good guys, and I think that an outward attack on the village is a bad idea.
Vim raises his hand.
Vim, you don't have to
Isn't it-
raise your hand. You can just talk.
Sorry, sir. From what it suggested there, sir, it sounds more like then it is able to hear us. Well, maybe it could also hear us, but doesn't that mean that there is an unleashed AI that is currently in our ship, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. Why? Do you know something about AI systems?
No, I just know that that's terrifying, sir.
Yeah.
It's very terrifying.
Yeah. Welcome to the party. Existential dread for everyone.
I don't think it's look, we have a job to do.
Our
Yeah, we have-
job isn't to wipe out an entire. Our job isn't to wipe out an entire city of innocent people.
Except they don't. They're not innocent. They're trying to wage war against everybody else.
We have no idea why. All we know is that there are two conflicting sides. One of them plans to attack the other, and we don't know why. Like it doesn't make you at all curious why these eternal beings who agree on everything everywhere always, two of them aren't agreeing on something. Like you're not curious to know what it's over.
I mean,
But sir, weren't you planning on nuking that settlement from above, from orbit anyway, before all of this started?
That was when we were considering if we were being fired upon.
Yes, sir.
Well,
we're
if
gonna,
you. Sorry. Where
sorry, weren't we gonna kill them anyway on the ship, the space dock?
the Imperials?
Right, isn't that who's attacking? Right.
Well, it's from what I understand from the conversation, the rogue helper enlisted the people from the from the space station in addition to the other first people that I guess he's in charge of over there in some kind of conflict. but we again, and I stress this, don't know what it's about.
Hmm.
I mean, from what we learned, um, the uh, the helpers were enslaved and forced to do what they're doing here. Like, how do we know that the helper over there hasn't realized how fucking terrible that is and has decided he doesn't want to do it anymore?
Well, I mean, I guess we could talk to him, but like, I feel like if the other helper finds out we're talking to him, the whole thing's null and void then, right?
He said that once we get within 100 kilometers, that he can't help us, which means he can't
Yeah,
get over
but he
to us.
also said that he still was in nominal control of our spaceship, and if we did anything shady, that he would pay us back in kind.
I would presume that the other helper would have a similar technological ability to affect our ship. It could be that he could remove
Oh.
whatever trace of the AI program is on the ship.
We probably shouldn't answer any calls from him.
Yeah, I don't even know what to do on the ship. I mean, hand signals maybe.
Just fly normal, I guess, or just fly normal.
Yeah, it just
We could move our move our suit comms to a different frequency and send each other messages that way. And do not accept any messages from the ship, and do not log into the ship's network. Yeah, I'm going to isolate my comm from the ship's network and create a. Yeah, can you create a new channel for all of our communications to not be on the ship's network?
I probably
For
can.
those of us that
let's-
still have personal communicators, which I guess is me and
So
Slims
so
and
so Andrew, as you say this, roll me 2d6 plus 2.
9.
You, as you say this, and you're looking through your personal computer and everything, you realize that you have been logged in to the ship system now since the event happened, and you can
Already too
see
late.
you can see multiple logs within the kind of update core system that it has been updated since that AI was uploaded into your
Already
ship.
too late. Never mind, it's already too late.
You should probably destroy that. Take out the SIM card and step on it.
F disk reins. Yeah, I will have to totally yeah. No, I just gotta turn it off.
Also, you guys didn't think it was kind of weird that when the dragon got here, all the first people were just ignoring him? I can't have been the only one that noticed that.
Now that you mention it, but we don't know how the interactions are normally. We do have the option of playing dumb with the other humans, of playing dumb with the Imperials, of going there and saying, "Oh, surprise, surprise! Oh, good, you're the guys from the space station. We've come to rescue you." And hopefully they key us in on our plans.
Or what's going on.
But that gives a. But does the. We could do that, and maybe just take a couple of people, you, myself, and maybe Gunny and Slems, and leave the rest of our Marines behind. But that puts us at a very high risk. That puts us at a very high risk of being massively underpowered if they are already aware, just like that. If they are already. Turn my computer back on. Are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Are you? No, not you guys. Are you there?
Oh, you're speaking. You're speaking to the helper.
Speaking. Yes.
After
Hi.
a moment, you do hear the helper through your comms unit. Yes.
What is the ability of this other help? Is this other helper's abilities akin to your own? Will he be able to read our minds if we?
Within close proximity, unless you manage to shield your minds, or you
Yeah.
have the ability to shield your minds. How trained in the use of psionics are you?
Guys,
all?
we got somebody. And not all of us are going to like it. We have a doctor. He can read people's minds.
We don't know that he can read people's minds.
The creepy vibe I get from him, I'm going to go ahead and assume that he can.
But he is the most.
We can ask him about it at least.
He is the most schooled in the thoughts of psionics and counter psionics, so
We
he may
should-
be able to.
Yeah, we should at least have him involved in whatever
Yeah.
we're doing here.
But I'm saying we do have the option to. We do have, if you are. I'm gonna turn my computer off again. If we do have the option to. If we do have the option to. If we do want to play dumb and ascertain the situation in its entirety, we can do that, but that is a great risk if the helper reads our minds and finds out that we have been in contact with the other helper, or if they just decide that they don't need our help,
Yeah, so
or if they just decide that they want to take our spaceship and don't want to mess with us at all, then we have blown any element of surprise that we would have.
yeah, there's something, I don't know. I get a strange read from all of this, and I wonder maybe if we shouldn't, just for the time being, spend some time with our hosts here and try to get some more information about their helper. At least maybe for the night. And it'll give us a little bit of time to decide how we want to proceed with the plan.
Don't know that there's anything here we will find.
I mean, it's time we can spend off the ship. And we don't know what we'll find. I'm now very wary of being on the ship in general. I think it's a bad idea.
Well, I mean, we have that speeder thing, right?
The hivers have the speeder thing.
Yeah. The hivers have the air,
Oh,
air,
that's
yeah.
right.
All right. So, are you asking the last people here to?
The last people. I might have
Would
called
you-
them the first people.
Yeah, are you asking the last people here to spend the night, basically?
I think it would be a good idea.
Yeah. Especially if you're talking, you can talk to any of them now that you know their language.
Well, the guy
and-
that I know. That's who I'm going to talk to.
Okay.
And I'll be sure I'll speak to them in their language too, just to
Yeah. Chav responds to you. Oh yes, you can stay with my family. There are other members of the community that can house other members of you. I've also exchanged your language with the majority of the village so far, so we should all be able to communicate comfortably.
Great. Captain, I would get the doctor off the ship as soon as possible. He might need to be briefed on what's happening because we might find ourselves in a situation where we might need his freaky deaky mind reading business.
Okay, I'll say, hey doctor, can you can you meet us on the planet, please?
The moon? Yes, I'll depart the ship, Captain. Are you all feeling all right? Is something wrong?
Well, I have cancer. I'm gonna have cancer in about 12 years, but we could. That's not like very important to what's happening right now.
You hear the doctor like say, fascinating. How do you know you're going to have cancer?
I met a doctor
Come
that's
here,
better than
we'll
you, I
brief you.
think.
Come here, we will brief you.
Yeah.
Of course. I'll head right on my way. I'll bring my portable med pack. And Dr. Jin Centrano, logs off. And a few minutes later, you see him come out. He has a little portable med pack on him, and he's all smiles as he waves at the locals, and he walks up to you all. Fascinating moon here. Smells lovely.
I will basically give him the quick rundown that we were able to psionically exchange languages with these people by drinking soup, and that there is a very large, very psionic, very nasty dragon that is a very nasty potential former ancient that
The doctor purses his lips and says, I don't think the method in which they exchanged languages with you was actually psionic at all, from what you're mentioning, and their ability to literally change the kind of building blocks of their own structure. I think they might have exchanged it almost like a virus would exchange genetic data with us. So
Yeah, the dragon was literally inside our brain.
Yes, the dragon, on the other hand, does appear to be more psionic in nature. And in fact, I was looking at images that we had from the ship of it, and I did note that it did look a little drone-like in nature. Reminiscent of one, I mean.
Explain.
I mean, a much larger version of the drone we know, but
similar wing and body structure.
yes, especially the eyes. The compound eyes.
Uh-huh.
So maybe a relative of the drone? Many of their race are also psionic.
Yes.
Does he mean the hivers?
No, he means
No, the drone, like engineer.
Oh.
Yeah.
guy that we have.
Really? Well, maybe we should talk to him or we should talk to them as well.
But again, as I stated to you, I am not a psionic myself, but
really?
I do have.
You're not?
I do have knowledge of Zidani techniques, and as a Zidani doctor, I am actually able to check for psionic ability. If you wish, I could test the crew for psionic ability.
Sure.
We don't have time.
Yeah, that's not really.
We're more worried about. Do you have any advice about stopping someone from reading our minds?
Well, certainly. The Imperium themselves has a variety of different technologies which they can use to psionically dampen.
Yeah, it's on my shopping list, and don't take this personally, but the second you came onto the ship, I started shopping around for dampening abilities.
Sounds a little racist, but okay.
Yeah, it might be.
But the only other method that I would know of for stopping any intrusive telepaths would be inherent ability of telepathic nature or psionic power of one's own. So I would be able to test for someone's latent psionic ability, and through the method of the testing, awaken said ability to the point where they would be able to defensively, maybe defensively protect their own minds.
You could turn us into Oculumans. Could you do that kind of while we're hanging out with these folks tonight? Like, what's the timetable on that?
Roughly 6 hours per person.
Okay.
Normally within the consulate for a foreigner, this would be a service that would cost roughly around 500,000 credits per person.
And I assume you'll be doing it for less than that.
Oh, don't worry. Someone else is paying me to be a member of your crew.
All right. Well, Captain, I would suggest that we start testing. And the more people we know with inherent abilities, it might be good to know in this particular situation. And I would start with you.
He also pauses and says, also be aware that one of the reasons Zidani tend to have more psionic members than most other races is the fact that we do test at an early age. It is like the adage, if you don't use it, you lose it. So the older one gets without using your inherent psionic abilities, the more it degrades. So those of you who are older will very much likely not have any psionic ability at all.
Looking over at Gani Makur. Old man.
Yeah, I'll be the first one to do the psionic thing. Sure.
Okay. It's going to take 2 hours for you. Sorry, it's going to take 6 hours for you to be tested.
Daniel, I'm sorry. I guess I didn't know what I didn't know what
Okay.
response you wanted from
Okay, so what he said was, if you're old, you're probably not psionic. You're old.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we should start with Vim.
Oh, okay. Actually, start with Vim. He's younger than me.
Okay, so literally your role for Gani Makor is, so for you to have any psionic ability, it's going to be 2d6 minus 1 for every term that you had after being 18. So
Okay.
your roll for Gani Makor is going to be 2d6 minus 11.
Do it.
So only if
Let's see it. Let's see it, Sean.
Only if you roll a 12 naturally now will Gani Makor have a psionic score of 1.
Well, so that's a
okay.
no.
So Gani Makor, after 6 hours of testing, you just kind of, Jin kind of like pats your shoulder and says, well, maybe if you had been much younger tested, you might have had some ability.
He's like, the good news is you still have a really cool beard.
Oh, nice. Oh, well. Yeah, I guess test Vim next if that's okay.
Who's the next after Gani Makor?
Vim, and then at some point, because we're getting close to the end here. I would also, this probably won't happen in this session, but I would also like to have a thorough conversation with my hosts, with the people I'm staying with.
Okay.
Definitely.
Vim. Okay, so Vim apparently has minor psionic potential, but like
of course he does.
Very minor. Like so basically Jin tells you all, and Vim seems a little bit off put that he has any psionic potential at all. But like Jin says to you, yes, this level of psionic potential is almost deemed like nothing within the consulate. It wouldn't have actually given him any special ranking.
Well, we're not in the consulate, are we? So let's be a little bit more respectful to the bridge crew of the ship.
Of course.
Just telling it like it is, sir.
Anyone else getting tested?
I'm gonna give Vim a little nudge with my elbow.
It wouldn't be till the next day, because then we would get to spend the night in the village.
Okay, so you're all spending the night in the village.
Except for the people getting tested.
The captain could order the doctor to stay up all night and conduct tests.
Well, after the first 2 tests, Jin needs to go to sleep for a bit.
Does he?
He's been working for 12 hours.
Yeah. Probably should have the guy who's in charge of our health probably get some Z's, right?
Especially if he's going to be poking around in my brain in the morning.
Yeah. Also, could I talk to? I'd like to talk to Slums real quick.
Sure.
We're having another Gani McCoy Slums heart to heart. Is he about to get another promotion? Are you gonna make him let's see, which other of us are you gonna make him comms officer?
Yes. No.
Are you giving him his first spying assignment here within the village?
Yep. I might as well lean into her, right?
I think Slums might have fallen asleep.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
now.
Yes, I can hear you.
I wasn't speaking loud enough.
So
What do you need, Captain?
okay. So as first official act of Spy Master, I would like you to try and figure out why, or at least like like subtly try and maybe get some info as to why these other humans maybe why this conflict is happening. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, Captain. I'll get to the bottom of this mystery. You can count on me.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Did you
Alrighty.
really just give your fake spy master the assignment that I'm literally trying to do?
Yes. I mean, hey, like it's good to have two heads on this one.
It's alright. In the next episode, Slems is going to expand his spy network and include Akluna.
Okay, yeah. I am not working for you, by the way. I think we should probably leave it there, I think.
And as you all kind of set in for the night, you find that engineer has actually left the ship and is making himself with his kind of like gunk that he's producing from his body a makeshift tent outside the ship. When approached, he hisses and says, "The abomination has taken my home. I do not wish to linger in it for any more time than I need to." And he goes to sleep.
Okay, good
Okay.
night. See you tomorrow.
And we will leave off there.
Yeah. All right. So a reminder: tomorrow, 7:00 Central, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, the Perfect Circle,
Great circle. I
the
think.
Great Circle. 7:00. I'll be playing it, and then Tuesday
Time is
night
a flat circle.
it is Indiana Jones and Time is a Flat Circle, with special guest Jordan Peterson.
Okay.
On Tuesday, there's a new episode of Skeleton Crew, and then Wednesday at 6, Chris and I will be doing the next episode of the Jedi Enclave Presents the Now This Is Podcasting podcast, where we will talk about that and probably the couple of episodes of Dune that we missed, because we spent a lot of time on Skeleton Crew. I don't know if any of you guys have been watching Dune at all on HBO. Dune Prophecy.
I have. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot actually. And John has been catching up with it. So we watched the third episode. I watched last week's episode again tonight. I'm gonna watch the new one tonight, I think. It has been really cool. So if you guys haven't, like, if you've seen the Villeneuve Dune films, like the newer ones, the Timothée Chalamet ones, it is a really interesting addition to that whole like mythos or whatever. So that'll be on Wednesday, and then